All right, everybody, it's Adam and Mike with Just the Tips, and here at beautiful Championsgate on our day one of our Orlando trip, and special guest, Mr. Tony Carter. Thanks for joining us, man.
Appreciate you guys. Enjoyed it. Thank you guys.
Joined us on the first tee.
Yeah.
International.
So Tony Lamar Carter Jr., right?
Yes.
Is an American football coach and former cornerback. He played for right here for Florida State. Signed with the Denver Broncos as an undrafted free agent in 2009. He was a member of the Patriots, the Vikings, the Indianapolis Colts, and the New Orleans Saints in his illustrious 8-year career, and then just recently here with the Orlando Guardians of the XFL League. But
Yes,
more importantly, you were a playing partner today, and that was the important thing.
And whooped our butt.
And did
I don't know about that.
But it was great. We got a chance to get paired up today, and you never know who you're going to play with, so good for all of us. But today, we could talk about football, being that the we just our poor 49ers just got whooped up last night.
Yeah.
But what was your take on the game? I'm sure everybody'd be interested.
It was probably one of the better games I've seen in a while. Both teams, the jitters early on.
I'm surprised McCaffrey fumbled.
Right, and what I would say is both teams played at a high level.
Yeah.
Every play counted. In most Super Bowls, there's some big plays here and there. There were slim to minimum big plays.
Yep.
But it's hard to go against Mahomes, man. He's one of those guys to where at any moment he can get it going.
Yeah.
But the 49ers did a great job. They had a great season, and they have a lot of bucks to pay Purdy coming up. That's what I believe.
They definitely do.
So my question is, we have a good friend of ours we play with, Jesse Kazikoff, and he was snoozing in the first half because it was a defensive struggle.
Okay.
As a former defensive back and defensive coach, tell me how exciting that first half was. So the Kaz can be we can put him in his place.
I actually loved it just because of the strategies. I saw that the 49ers tried to take away Kelsey.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a good job in the first half. They said they're going to make the other guys beat us.
Yeah.
And also on Kansas City, their defense doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
They have some really, they have a couple big names, but mostly guys who have been, working their way around the league, and they do a good job of. Both teams are well coached, and I think defensive teams is, in my opinion, is a sign of a well-coached team. And both of those teams have pretty good defenses, and it wasn't boring to me. It was very exciting.
It wasn't boring to us either.
See, Jesse? So were you surprised at how the Niners kept Mahomes contained in the first half?
Not at all, because the Niners have a great front four, front seven, actually. Linebackers are pretty good players.
Yeah.
And the D-line is probably, if not the best defensive line in the league. So not surprised at all. They've been doing it for the last couple of years. It's just, it comes down to the end. It was probably one of the most exciting games I've seen in a while.
You can't really give too much time for Mahomes to drive down the field,
Correct.
Score that last.
You can't let him have the ball at the end. He did what he did. So, in your opinion, now you played with the Brady New England Patriots, and here's a guy that everybody said is the greatest of all time. Obviously Mahomes is now the face of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
His upside compared to Brady's.
It's hard to compare the two. I know everybody wants to compare them, but Mahomes has so much. He's still young.
Yeah.
You can. It's kind of like the LeBron Jordan thing that goes on. Jordan is done, so it's no more he can add to his resume. LeBron is still going, but Brady. I played with Manning as well, Breeze, Luck, Tebow. So I was blessed to play with some good quarterbacks, and all those guys have the particular thing that they're the best at.
Yep.
Right.
So if you take one conversation one way, then you can say Manning. You take one conversation another way, you can say Brady. Mahomes is doing what he's doing. I think he's showing he's a proven winner.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most important thing that people forget about is Mahomes had a year to kind of not redshirt but sit behind Alex Smith.
Yeah.
And
when Alex Smith was good.
Correct.
That was in this.
Correct.
He's our Niners boy, and
Correct.
Jim Harbaugh. I don't know what happened, but Jim Harbaugh really got him, shaped up to be like a really good quarterback.
He did, and I believe that once he got his turn, it was just everything aligned. I think the Belichick Brady is probably going to be the best ever to do it. It's going to be hard to beat 7.
Yeah.
But I do believe that Mahomes is on his way, and I would I don't like to compare guys until their body of work is done.
Yeah.
What do you think about Purdy?
I think Purdy he's exceeded expectations of everybody.
Real deal?
Real deal.
Yeah.
You can tell the throws he's making.
That's what we want to hear.
The way he's in the pocket, moving around. He doesn't have the look that everybody wants, the 6 foot whatever.
Yeah.
But
he's not flashy.
Drew Brees didn't have it either.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, Drew Brees was one of the arguably best guys of all time.
Yeah.
So I think Purdy is on his
being
way.
a Niners fan, and we're hearing, you hear the constant, he's a game manager, he's got a good system or anything like that. It's like, what does he do wrong?
Well, game manager, first of all, is not considered a bad thing.
No, it's not. But they're just saying, he's just playing.
That's the way you're supposed to play the position.
Yeah.
That's the way you're supposed to play the
But
position.
I've asked people, just to shut him up, I'll be like, well, what does he do wrong? What more do you want him to do? Because
Right.
he's doing everything that he needs to
And
do.
he also has some good weapons around him.
Yeah.
He has a really good defense. He has some playmakers on offense.
Absolutely.
So if the organization builds the right team around you, then what are you supposed to do? He doesn't have to go out and throw for 600, 500 yards to win a game.
Right. But he does make some of those other guys like Juwan Jennings and Ayuk,
I mean, those guys are good players in their own right.
Right.
I mean, I think
I think Juwan Jennings might have would have had a MVP last night.
probably if he had caught one more.
Or, if they won, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if they won,
Yep.
he threw for one and caught one, right?
Of course.
Yep.
I mean that one he threw for, I was like, he was floating in the air for a long time, and all of a sudden,
Slow
great
motion.
blocking. I think both teams are coached well.
What do you think it is with the Super Bowl that has to have a trick play in it? It just seems like every year somebody's got to show they're the smartest kid on the block with the coolest trick play.
Because all year long, coaches and players and they come up with these plays all year long.
Yeah, and they're studying each other.
Why not do it on the biggest stage?
Yeah,
And
heck yeah.
that's all they're going to be showing for the next 7-8 months until the season starts, next year. So.
Yep. Well, like I said, we appreciate you spending time talking about football, but we're down here for golf.
Yes.
And it was awesome to have you with us because you play Championsgate quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Yep. So Mike was even saying, he goes, is this guy caddying for you? Because I got off to a pretty good start today. It fell
he
apart
did.
quick enough. But what do you? I mean, you were saying there's a ton of great courses down here. What do you like best about Championsgate?
Obviously the scenery is beautiful. 2 different style courses. You have the national and international course. International is what we played today. It's a tough course. Most people, every time I bring a buddy here from out of town or play them for the first time, they're like, this is one of the toughest courses I've played.
Yeah.
And we had heavy wind today. I'm not sure what the miles per hour were.
700 miles an
Exactly.
It
hour.
was a 2-club win.
Yeah,
Minimum.
So it's definitely a tough course. You have to hit all your shots,
Yeah.
and you have to hit the ball where you want to hit it. You can't just go out and spray it, or else.
Yeah, if it starts drifting on you, you're done.
Right. So I think that you guys are playing the national and international while you're here.
Yep.
So you'll enjoy both sides. I think it's golf mecca over in this area.
Yeah.
I've been living in this area for about 10, 11 years now. I didn't play golf, but I'm glad I moved here because now I'm an active golfer, and I enjoy the sport and meeting you guys. And it's
How often you get to play?
lately I've been playing about 2 times a week.
Nice.
I try to get out as much as I can. I recently started taking lessons.
Yeah.
And that's the up and down part about it.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So you were saying you've only been playing for 4 years,
Yeah.
right? So you you hit the ball a mile. You get a great
piping.
driver of the ball. Got a really nice short game around the around the greens. What if you don't mind me asking, what's your handicap?
My handicap is I'm an 11 right now.
There you go.
I'm an
Okay.
11 right now. I've gotten low as a 9. That's the lowest I've gotten.
Nice.
And I've been struggling the last month or so.
That's the fun thing about this game, though,
Yes,
right?
it's addictive, and you never really figure it out.
Yeah.
And
And as soon as you think you did,
I like the mental part of it.
Yeah.
Just kind of learning yourself, how to be patient, disciplined. Also meeting new people.
yeah.
You just never know. I wish I had played when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was too busy running
What you always
around
say.
playing, all these different other sports. But I probably would have been a much mature person if I had played golf at an early age.
So I saw an interview recently, probably an older one, with Michael Jordan, and he talked about golf scratching the itch that a competitive athlete has when they can't play their sport anymore.
Correct.
I mean, obviously you have coaching, so you're in the mix, you're in it. But do you find that that golf scratches that competitive itch?
Oh, it definitely does. I'm in the bed at night thinking about my swing. I get up in the morning, I'm rotating in the mirror. and
You're one of us.
Honestly, I never had that feeling even from playing football.
Really?
Because football was natural.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I've done it since I was, 7 years old, and playing other sports since I was younger. And here, athleticism does matter, but it doesn't matter.
Right. So I've always said that too. I'm like, listen, when you play sports and it's football, basketball, baseball, it's kind of like, you do your practice and then you go out there and you do the thing, and it's
Correct.
reactive.
Yep.
Right here, we got time to stand over the ball,
Yep.
think about a couple things, and then you're like,
And it's an individual sport.
yeah.
You can't blame anybody else. I've played team sports all my life. I ran track, which is an individual sport, but it's also a team sport
yeah.
as well. But here it's you versus the course,
Yeah.
and not getting distracted by whatever else is going on around
Definitely.
you. And that's probably why I
Yeah.
enjoy the game most. And like you said, the competitive part of it. My buddies and I do the same thing you guys do. We travel and play golf, and
Nice.
we bet money here and there, and
Couple of dollars,
Right.
just keep our heads in it, right?
And sometimes we'll fight with each other, but we're back friends as soon as the round is over.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it, and I think it's a game that hopefully I can play for a long time.
See, isn't that the great thing? I mean, you sit there and you look at, the Olympics is coming up, and you look at these athletes that are peaking at 16 years old, their career is over. 22 years old, their career over. 30 years old, they're elderly in there. But golfers, man, we can play this until we're 100 years old.
I agree 100%.
Just gonna move up a tee.
And I would honestly say to have a vulnerable moment, this golf kind of saved me as an individual, because
Really?
after football, I was like, okay, what do I do?
Yeah.
I don't really enjoy working out just to work out. I want to work out to look good, but I only know how to work out competitively.
Yeah.
And so golf was something a few of my buddies introduced me to. We all got clubs around the same time, and we said, hey, we're going to meet up in 8 months and figure it out. We have a group chat called Wannabe Golfers, and it's been a lifesaver to me. Gave me a sense of purpose to actually have something competitive, but also mentally challenge myself.
Yeah.
And also learn about just myself in a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I can see why they say a lot of business deals live on a golf course. You spend 4 hours with someone, 5 hours with someone. You get to know them a little bit better than sitting down and just having a drink or
Now
a
you
dinner.
play by yourself a lot?
Yeah, I play with random people. I play with my boys a lot. We play different courses.
Yeah.
But during the week, if I'm available to play by myself, I'll get out. I don't want to wait on anybody else.
Yeah,
I learned alone. YouTube University.
There you go.
I took my iPad out to the range and I started learning.
Nice.
And I wish I had taken lessons to start. But I play
Yeah.
by myself. Honestly, I play by myself a lot to peace and to meet people, and also to challenge myself. Because when I'm with my boys, I don't care as much.
Yeah.
More so having fun. And,
Yep.
and when I'm with other people, I want to put the things that I've learned.
Yeah.
I don't want to look bad in front of other people.
So let me ask you a question, because you were talking about fitness. Mike's a personal trainer. He's helped me tremendously. We've worked really, really hard. Mike's developed a golf-specific fitness program that that he's working with. For yourself, what things are you doing? Because obviously it's strength, flexibility, and speed. But again, you're a great athlete. We saw it out on the course today. But what things are you doing specifically to challenge yourself for golf physically?
Honestly, stretching is a big part of it. I have some injuries from playing. It's uncomfortable out there at times. My lower back is always hurting.
Yeah.
I had shoulder surgery on both shoulders.
Oh, wow.
So I'm doing more stretching, core work. Now I hadn't been consistent as I like to, just because turning the brain off from working out for golf, I'm new to it.
Yeah.
So it's not like lifting weights, being explosive for football.
Right.
Yep.
Or being fast and explosive. It's more so about rotation, having, just
Range
core
of
strength,
motion.
range of motion. And I've always been a flexible guy. but I think doing this sport, it exposes it a lot more.
Yeah.
That's why I enjoy watching ladies play.
Oh, yeah.
They're very
big
flexible,
swing.
big swing. I enjoy it, smooth, calm demeanor. So
There's some
that's something
incredible women out. I mean, we were just on the putting green on the range, and there's some incredible women golfer out here at Championsgate. And and that's what you see. It's you don't have to be Bryson hitting the ball 400 yards to be a really effective golfer.
Right.
Now if you do have a little muscle on, a high swing speed, it definitely helps.
And I think the ego part jumps into play.
Yeah.
Just being a former athlete in another sport, you kind of bring that ego into golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with it.
But what's crazy about I think one of the cool thing about golf is like in other sports, football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is, you can like, I'm just gonna try as hard as I can on this next play or whatever it is. Golf, it's the complete opposite. You're like, all right, calm down, relax, chill.
Correct.
Well, so just as we wrap up, you were our guide around Championsgate today.
Oh, yeah.
But you said we played the international, which is the harder course.
Yep.
Tomorrow we're playing both the national and the international. What's the difference between the two courses?
I think the national course is more so hole by hole. It's more trees. You have some tighter fairways.
Oh yeah.
The greens are a little bit bigger. So you think you're on the green in regulation, but you're putting from far away.
Oh.
You have some elevated, greens as well. So you may have to take a little more club here and there. But overall, I think both courses, have
You
great.
play them both a fair amount?
I play them both a fair amount. I try to play the national more because it boosts my confidence up. But I think they're both great courses, and you guys are gonna love it this week, especially when your buddies come down.
Yeah, we already got a head start.
Right.
On
So honestly, if you take them to the international, you'll find out who's really got game.
Yeah.
Well, I just had my ego shattered. I had big plans for today that didn't happen.
Now I'll tell you what, you guys pipe it. Don't sell yourself short. You guys got going and.
I mean, if that wind catches, 2-club wind at minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, if it catches it, you're done.
I got windburn, sunburn. I'm chafed. It was tough out there.
So I have a question for you guys,
Yes, sir.
if you don't mind me asking. What made you guys want to start
Just the tips.
Just the Tips, and what was your purpose behind it? I always want to know. I didn't ask while we were out there, but I figured I'd ask.
So I think it's been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, maybe like 4 or 5 years. I've really fallen in love with the game for myself in the last 6-7 years, and I've been able to play a lot more with my business. I've got my business to where I want it to be, to where I can take a little bit of time away for myself. And I realized that we got some good banter going on inside the carts.
I agree.
We were toned down today, but
I agree.
we get some funny stuff going, and I met Adam probably 3 years ago, and became friends with him 2 years ago. And we sat down and we said, listen, we gotta put something together, because I think it'd be really fun, really entertaining, but it'd also be really cool just to document everything that we do along the way. So
I agree.
You're going to do it anyway. Why not film it?
Why not?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Kind of the interesting thing is that I have to film Mike and Mike has to film me, and then we both edit. So there's nothing cooler than waking up first thing in the morning to a really cool video of yourself that your buddy shot and edited it down.
Think about this. How many times and we'll talk about ego. Like I'm never that guy to be like, hey, can you film me real quick? So now we got a channel where he's gonna film me. I'm gonna film him.
Yep.
So now I got a bunch of cool videos of me. He's got a bunch of cool videos. It is a little weird having a ton of videos of another dude on my phone.
Well, I tell you what, you're doing it for a good cause, and
we're having fun with it.
And people are gonna watch it, and I think that you're doing a good job of growing the game.
Yeah.
And I admire that. And when I saw you guys at the tee box today, I was like, oh my God, these guys might be scratch golfers. I'm coming out to play some scratch golfers today. But
I think would you get down to a 2 last year?
I was down to a 2, but Championsgate in February. I think this is when we're going to burn the scorecard.
No.
We're not going to talk about this. This is
you got the scorecard in your pocket. Okay.
So, but listen, man, we really do. We had a blast playing with you. You're a gentleman. You're a hell of a good golfer. You're a lot of fun to be around. around
keep up with
and
it.
taking time to spend time with us today means the world to us.
I thank you
Tony
guys.
Carter,
Appreciate you guys.
thank you very much.
Very
Pleasure,
much.
man.
So you got
Thank you.
Adam,
I'm Mike.
we got Tony,
Just
just
the
the
tips.
tips. Yo!